It's been recorded. The only person that's been recorded is me, so you don't need to go out and comb your hair and tidy yourself up. And it's just I like to sort of see what I've done, how I've done it, and that suits me. Okay, so you're lying down in Savasana, means lying on your back. Savasana means the pose of tranquility. Relax and breathe and center and ground your body. I've had a bit of a beasting today, working outside, and so I'm a bit physically knackered. So my body is in need of some real restorative yoga. So whatever your day's sort of brought for you, just see whether you can just let go of it and see whether you can just spend the next hour and a quarter being in the present moment rather than past or future. The greatest gift about yoga is your breath, the ability to breathe fully, deeply. I want you to not be satisfied with breathing into the chest. I want you to breathe down into your belly. Your belly will rise as you breathe in and will fall as you breathe out. Belly rising, belly falling. As you take long, deep breaths, your body will relax to a greater degree. Any tightness, any tension will dissolve if you allow it to. Beautiful. So I always start the class from this position and I end the class from this position. And I want you to notice the change from the beginning to when we finish the class, how your body feels when you're back in Savasana at the end. Okay, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, good, good, good. Breath flows in, breath flows out. Reach the arms up over the top of the head. Give yourself a really long, leisurely stretch. Breathe into the stretch. A little bit longer, a little bit deeper stretch. Point your toes away. Point your toes in. Point your toes away. Point your toes in. Okay, beautiful. Walk the arms slightly over to the left side. Walk the legs slightly over to the left side. Stay on both your sitting bones and sort of present the body into a shape of a bow. Beautiful side stretch. Breathe into it. Relax. Breathe out. Long, slow, deep breaths. Okay, beautiful. Come back to the center. Walk the feet round to the right side. Walk the arms round to the right side. Beautiful side stretch. You're only going to get the stretch if you take your time to get into it and hold it for a period of time. Breathe in, breathe out. Keep both sitting bones down. Stretch into the rib cage. Okay, slowly come back to the center. Take the arms out wide, take the legs out wide. Okay, arms out wide, legs out wide. As wide as you can go. Legs wide. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Arms either supporting the outside of the legs or the inside of your legs if you want to go a bit deeper. Keep the bottom down on the mat. Okay, sorry, I've done totally the wrong thing. So there's legs wide, arms wide with your legs on the floor and your arms on the floor. Okay, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, now bring the knees up into the chest, both knees up into the chest. A little rock up and down the spine, going nice and slow.
emphasis is on the lumbar spine. Bring the knees up, bring the knees down, massage the lower back, slow. We're going slightly up the spine, slightly down. A lot of emphasis on the what we call the lumbar spine. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Gentle swaying, slightly to the left, slightly to the right, going onto your left hip, going onto your right hip. Left hip, right hip. All the things we're doing at the moment are warm-up exercises, preparing your body for when we do the physical stuff. Knees to the left, knees to the right, knees to the left, knees to the right. When the knees go to the right, the head goes to the left. When the knees go to the left, the head goes to the right. Breathe. Explore. Enjoy. Okay, that's good. Come back to the center. Reach through, grab if you can, the toes. If that's too much, then don't do that. You're going to keep the bottom down. You're going to bend both knees and you're going into this crazy happy baby pose. Some people can rock, some people won't rock. So you bend the knees, pull the knees down. So really bend those legs as far as you can. The knees come down, you've got the soles of the feet up, you've got the bum down on the floor. And you just gently, some of you are rocking, some of you are still. Breathe in, breathe out. Right, keep your right leg bent and strain your left leg as far as you can. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Okay, swap over, straighten the right leg, but keep the left leg bent. Keep the bum down on the floor, keep the back down on the floor, head down on the floor. Alternate in your own time. One leg bending, one leg straightening. Get the stretch, feel the stretch, enjoy the stretch. Don't go beyond and go into pain, discomfort. Yes, just will wreck the body if we overstretch. Okay, now take both legs up and as wide as they can go. Keep the bottom down, keep the bottom down. Stretch through the inner thighs. Breathe in, breathe out, breath in, breath out. Fabulous. Bring the legs up. So you've got the bottom down on the floor and you've got the legs up. It's great. One or two people, I can see your ankles and I can see your feet. And that's about all, but that's okay. I trust that you're doing it all okay. So you've got both legs up together. You're going to put your hands actually underneath your sitting bones to bring the hips up a bit. And you're going to slowly raise and lower both legs at the same time, if you can. It's a massive working of what we call Mula Bandha, our core. So we raise, we lower. We raise, breathe, we lower. Raise, keep the core massively engaged. What's the core? It's you're pulling in through the solar plexus, the navel point, you're pulling in through your reproductive organs, the sacral point, you're pulling in from the back end, the bottom. 3 areas. It's so important to get all the 3 contractions working at the same level. Okay, and then legs back out, scissor action, legs over the top, out wide, nice and slow, slow it down a bit, and legs out wide, legs crossing. So the leg that's going over the top then goes underneath. So over the top, wide, underneath, over the top, underneath. Good, good, good. Right, bring the feet down, feet hip distance apart, arms out to the side. Breathe in, breathe out. You're going to slowly sway your legs to the left side, your head to the right side. going into a twist. If you want it a stronger twist, then have the feet together and the knees together. But it's a little bit easier, just have the feet, knees, hip distance apart. Dropping over to the left side, head dropping to the right side. Breathe in, breathe out. Breath in, breath out. Beautiful. Capture it. What we're doing, we're opening through the heart center, we're opening through the vertebrae of the spine, releasing the neck, releasing the shoulders. Okay, so this is the fun bit. You're going to bring your right hand up. You're going to bring your right hand over to your left hand. You're going to draw the biggest, widest circle with the top arm over the top of the head, which will take you back onto your back. Hope that makes sense. Bring the right hand up, reach the right hand up, bring the right hand over to the left hand. Draw a circle over the top of the head. Keep the fingertips on the floor if you can. So you're drawing a big arc of the back arm. Draw the arm up. Draw the arm across. Go beyond the lower hand. So reaching that top hand as far forward. So you really press into your left shoulder. Draw the circle over the top of the head. And open into the heart. Beautiful. Bring the knees up to the center on the in-breath. On the out-breath, let the knees drop to the right side. Let the head drop to the left side. Relax and breathe. Don't worry if your knees don't reach the floor. Smile, relax, enjoy. If you can, stay totally focused on your body, what it's doing, your breath. No distractions. Yoga is a great form of what we call a moving meditation or a mindfulness exercise. Your mind doesn't have time to be thinking of all the sort of crap, the chaos that we often end up doing. Okay, you are going to bring the left hand up, bring the left hand over beyond the right hand. So I'm rolling into my right shoulder. I'm going to draw a circle round over the top of the head. It's a fabulous stretch, this, but don't ever think it's the sort of something that's a waste of time. It's a really good stretch and exercise. So bring the left hand up, roll onto the right shoulder. The left hand passes the right hand, draw the circle round over the top of the head. It opens up your shoulders, it works your shoulders, your back, your spine. And one last time, reach the hand up, reach the hand over. Breathe, don't forget the long, powerful breath. Draw the circle round and slowly bring those knees back up to the center. I bet that's done you a power of good. Extend the legs, roll onto your left side, roll onto your right side, roll onto your left side, roll onto your right side, roll back onto your back, bring the knees back up, put your hands on both knees. So I'm putting the knees into my chest. This is really good for particularly your hips. So I'm holding the knees, I'm pushing the knees away from the body, I'm pushing the knees out as wide as they can go, I'm pulling the knees into my chest. I'm pushing the knees away from the body, I'm pushing the knees out as wide as they can go and bring the knees into the chest. I push the knees away, I push the knees apart. Every time I do a rotation, I go even deeper. It will magically change any lower back pain, any discomfort in your hips. Movement, circulation. Go the opposite way. Bring the knees into the chest, push the knees out to the side, push the knees away. Bring the knees into the chest, push the knees out away. Roll the shoulders at the same time as rolling the hips. Big wide circle, big movement. Beautiful, beautiful. Right, here you go. Put your hands underneath the knees and gently, playfully roll from your tail, your coccyx, up through your hips, your lumbar spine, up through your middle back, and maybe into your upper back. Slow it down a bit. Take control. It will tell me a lot about your spine, your hips, your shoulders. If it's painful, eventually come up and sit up, and then cross your legs, sitting in what we call easy pose. I'm quite comfortable to get both knees down on the floor. So what you're trying to do is sit up on both sitting bones, gently press the knee down. If your knees are up there, that's where they are. If the knees are down on the floor, that's fine. Walk the hands through, lengthen, keep your butt on the floor, that's your foundation. Keep both your sitting bones down, push the tail back and walk the hands forwards. So you're coming into a cross-legged, seated forward bend. Breathe in, breathe out. Breath in, breath out. Beautiful, beautiful. Relax, relax, relax. Astral, come sit down. Sorry, I'm talking to my dog. Okay, beautiful. Okay, walk the hands back in. Right. Change the position of the way the legs are crossed. So whichever leg was in front, now it goes behind. Pull the knee, push the knees down, lengthen the spine. So when you're sitting up, really sit up tall. Try not to collapse. You open in the chest, you're soft in the shoulders, you've got length at the back of the neck, and gently pushing the knees down. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to fly over to the left side, over to the right side. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Hello, my dog. Sorry, I'm being mobbed by a dog. Reaching up, reaching over. Stay on both your sitting bones. Give your body a beautiful side stretch. Reach up, reach over. Right, next time you come up, bring the hand up and bring it over to the outside of your left ear. So your right hand's coming over and you just go into a slightly more powerful side stretch. Come back up, bring the left hand up over onto the right ear and go into a side stretch a little bit stronger. If it's too much to get your hand over to the ear, then don't even do it. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. Come back up to the center. Rotate both shoulders equally. Keep the shoulders up, take them forwards, take them down, take them back, take them up, take them forward, take them down, take them back. Go in the opposite direction. Slow. Breathe. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful movement. Okay, that's good. Right, so you are going to come onto all fours. Find a safe way of coming on to all fours. Release the toes. Put your hands directly underneath your shoulders. You're going to start to what we call cat-cow. Roll up the spine, roll down the spine. Go up as high as you can, go down as low as you can. So I bend the spine up, I bend the spine down. Head comes up, tail comes up, head goes down, tail goes down. When you breathe in is when the head comes up. When you breathe out is when the head goes down. This is magic for your body. It's about partly strength, mobility, flexibility. You want to visualize a bow shape going forwards and going back. Think about the middle bit of the back, make that the highest point and the lowest point. Roll up, roll down. Some of you can really physically push your body.
Some of you are going to just be very kind. Okay, and then you're going to, I call this weaving. So I'm or belly dancing. I'm basically rolling my body. I'm on my knees. I'm going slightly to the left side. I'm crossing to the right side, left side, right side. Left shoulder, right shoulder. Right knee, left knee. And so the best way of describing what I'm after you doing is drawing the biggest figure of 8 that you can. So the figure of 8 is being drawn by your tail, your coccyx. So if you, a lot of stuff you can do with your eyes shut. Going back slightly, going forward slightly, still drawing this figure of 8. This is brilliant for your body. Beautiful, beautiful. Come back up to neutral, and in your own time, you're just going to drop back into child's pose with the arms as forwards as you can, or in surrender position, dropping the forehead down, dropping the chest down, holding child's pose. Breathe in, breathe out. Sink a bit deeper if you can. Breathe in, breathe out. Breath in, breath out. Okay. Come up onto straight arms. Okay, that's good. Right, you are going to, I suggest you drop down onto your elbows, and you're going to go back, and you're going to come forwards. You're going to go back. I've really planted my elbows into the floor. I'm going to go back. I'm going to dive through between. I'm trying to bring my chest down onto my crossed hands. I work my biceps, my triceps. I drop back. I drop through. I take total control. I'm not collapsing onto those arms. I breathe. Okay, good, good, good. So I've got to lose a layer on top. Okay, beautiful. So, right, now go on to straight arms. Drop back. Come up. Now the fun bit, do a knee press up. If that's too much for you, then do it. You're going to bring the chest down. You're going to push back up. You're going to drop back. I'm gradually working at building up your strength and your flexibility. We start at an easy level and we gradually make it more challenging if we can. You drop the chest down. I keep the hips high. And I come up, I glide back. Beautiful, beautiful. Some of you can rest rather than continue to do it. You come up as high as you can onto those arms, you lower down. Right, next time you go down, go literally down onto your chest and onto your hips. Thrust the hips down. Okay, right, this is nice. Roll the shoulders around a bit. Shoulders rolling one way, shoulders rolling the opposite way. Slowly alternate, kicking alternate heels in towards the buttocks. Slow, stretch the thighs. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Okay, let the legs start to sway over to the left side. Let the legs sway over to the right side. So another way of coming into a twist, but doing it from our fronts rather than our backs. Legs swaying over to the right side, the left side. Beautiful. Okay, come back up to the center, bring the legs down, push the body up slowly into what we call cobra. And depending on what your back's like, maybe straighten the arms. If not, find a way back up onto all fours. Beautiful. So we're on all fours. Right, now the fun bit. You're going to spread the fingers out nice and wide. You're going to load down from the palms of your hands down to your fingertips. And you're going to power your legs up to straighten your legs, to stick your bum up as high as you can and coming into your first downward facing dog. So I'm going up. I aim to straighten my legs, straighten my arms, my bottom is the highest point, my tail, my coccyx. I'm going to bend from one leg to the opposite leg. I breathe. I like. I explore. Bum high, chest low, head relaxed. Give the head a little shake, not up and down, not left to right side. Slowly come back down onto the knees, nice and slow. Release the toes, come up and see whether you can sit back onto your heels. Bring the chest up. So I'm sitting back on the heels. This is quite nice. So I'm going to stretch my thighs and bring the hands behind. And some of you can sort of thrust the hips up and lower the hips down. Thrust the hips up, lower the hips down. Open that beautiful heart center. Don't throw the head wildly back or forwards. So you're going to visualize your neck's in line with your spine. Okay, come up. Give the arms a quick shake because I guarantee those fingers, your wrists will be a bit achy. Okay, come up, come back onto all fours. Right, you're going to do another downward facing dog. So nice and slow, launch yourself into the downward facing dog, nice and slow. Breathe in, breathe out. Breath in, breath out. Bum high, chest low. Right, here we go. So stand on your right leg, take the left leg high. Bring the left knee through. Bring the left knee to the mat. Straighten the back leg, let it go back. So I'm resting on my left knee. I'm doing a back bend to start with. If you're back screaming and you don't like it, be careful. And then I'm going to slowly lower my weight down over my front leg. So I'm bringing my chest down onto my left knee, if I can. I've got the support of my arms. Where do you want to feel it? You want to feel this in your butt, your left hip. So you've got this sort of area, the sort of sciatic region. If you get sciatic problems, this is one of the best stretches to release any tightness, any tension. Breathe in, breathe out. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. This is just so good for me. Okay, I'll come up nice and slow. I'll take the weight back into the arms. I'll go back into a bit of a back bend. I'll stretch out through my extended leg. I come back into the downward facing dog. Into the downward facing dog. I stand on my left leg. I take my right leg up high. I'll be doing this, make sure you do the opposite leg. I'm not sure what I'm doing here. Bring the knee through. Yeah, that's right. Extend that back leg. So I'm on the knee. And I push up into a back bend. So I feel a back bend. And on the out breath, I feel a forward bend. I take my time, I work into that hip. So this is a massive hip opener, and again, as I say, it sort of takes all the tension out of the buttock, and it sort of takes any pain away from the sciatic nerve, the lower back. So your knee should be directly over the center of your chest. I breathe in, I breathe out. So what we're after is the evening class. Evening classes should be rejuvenating, restorative, rather than sort of really physically hard and sort of buzzing the body. Okay, I'll take the weight back into my hands. I'll push the arms up, back into my back bend. I come back onto my knees. I come back into the downward facing dog. Now the fun bit. I'm going to go from the downward facing dog. I'm going to come into a plank. Come back into a downward facing dog. And come back into a plank. Come back into a downward facing dog. I walk the hands in, and I find myself in a standing forward bend. I fold the chest down over my thighs. I let the bottom stick up. I'm balanced on both feet. My neck, my shoulders are relaxed. And we'll slightly twist round to the left side, slightly round to the right side, left side, right side. So I'm in the standing forward bend. I'm going to explore dropping down into a squat. Some of you will like squatting, some of you will not like squatting. I love it. And it's good practice when you're out sort of on the walk and you need to have a pee behind the bush. So yeah, I've got 1 or 2 people smiling. I bet we've all done it. I have. In fact, I don't need a bush to hide behind. I just have a pee wherever I need to. Too much information as usual. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Okay, and then bring the hands forwards. Walk the hands into a downward facing dog. So I'm walking the hands forwards. And I'm finding the downward facing dog yet again. Right, now the fun bit. You're going to walk the feet towards the hands, if you can. And you're back in a standing forward bend. Hold both elbows. Drop the head down between your legs. Slowly drop back down into a squat. Breathe in, breathe out, breath in, breath out. Okay, have a go at coming from squat to standing. All the way up to standing. Beautiful. Okay, so stand yourself up nice and tall, nice and strong. Do balancing on alternate legs, bringing the opposite knee up. One knee up, the other knee up. So you could say high marching, boing, boing. Throw a couple of hip openers in, over to the left side. Balance is really important. So I got a damaged left leg, nerve damage, so I need to work on that, and it's quite hard, it's sort of quite painful, and then I open inwards. I try to keep the body in what I call mountain pose as I balance and I coordinate. So I'm coming forwards, I'm coming forwards, it doesn't like that leg, and it's coming back.
And what I do is I laugh at the fact that I've got this injury and it's been there for several years. It gives me a lot of pain, a lot of but I try to laugh at it and I try and never to let it get to me. Okay, good. So I'm back in mountain, everything feels good. So stand up in what we call mountain pose. So get strong, get physical. So I've got my core muscles working. I'm thrusting my hips slightly through. My shoulders are relaxed. I'm not leaning forwards and I'm not leaning back. I'm just holding my body up. So I feel how good it feels to stand up straight. You need to really have your core engaged. If your core is not engaged, I guarantee you'll get a big arch in your back. Your butt will stick out and you end up sort of looking all sort of misshapen. So when you stand up tall, when you stand up correctly, you feel good physically, you feel good emotionally, and I guarantee you feel good mentally. So lots of benefits of standing up. When you slouch, you feel cramped, you feel tired, you feel lethargic, you can't breathe properly because you're collapsed over the chest. So that whole thing standing up just changes how your body feels. Okay, now we're going to go through a beautiful routine of salute to the moon. So it's a total workout. If you don't do anything else, then every so often perhaps do a salute to the moon. So tall and strong, centered and round. Arms reach out in line with the shoulders, no higher. Keep the core. Wiggle the fingers like you're playing a piano. Dee, 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 dee. Okay, clawing with the fingers. Clawing. Clenching. Releasing. Clenching, making fists. Releasing. Clenching. Releasing. Circling the wrists. And gradually start to circle both arms. Slow, slow, slow. Start with a small circle and gradually make the circle big. I guarantee your arms are going to feel like lead weights. Rotation is what we're looking for. Keep the body in the mountain. Gradually wind those arms back, wind those arms up. Go back the opposite way. Start big and then get smaller. Start big. Oh my God, my arms feel so heavy. Gradually making them smaller and smaller and smaller. Okay, beautiful. Bring the hands up over the top of the head, bring the palms together. Press the palms together. Keep the body long and strong. Bring the hands beautifully down to the heart. Push the elbows out. Breathe in, breathe out. Turn the hands down to the floor. So I turn the hands up, I turn the hands down. I run the fingertips down through the inner thighs. I fold the body into standing forward bend. I breathe in, I breathe out. I get my fingertips down to the floor. I stand on my left leg, I step my right leg back. I go for the biggest lunge as I can. I breathe in, I breathe out. I'm going to lower my back knee down. I'm going to release my back foot. I'm going to bring the upper body up. So hips are level. I'm thrusting a bit further forwards. So this is a bit of a back bend going on. I bring the arms out in line with the shoulders. I bring the arms up into warrior arms. Breathe, 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 breathe. I go into what I call hero arms. I'm working across the chest into the biceps. I close the elbows together. I push the elbows out. I close. I open. I extend both arms out into what I call freedom pose. A lot of these things I've just made up over the years. I bring the hands together. I push the hands forwards as if I'm pushing against a force in front of me. I bring the hands down to the floor. And now the thumb bit. I pick my left leg up. and I try to bring it forwards. I flex the left foot in and I start to sit back to stretch my calf muscle and my hamstring. Hips level. I breathe in, I breathe out. Okay, I'm going to bring the sole of the foot down. I'm going to bring my knee. My left knee is coming forwards towards my left ankle. And I've got a real big long stretch going down through my right thigh. Breathe, breathe, breathe. I bring both hands to the inside of my left knee. I breathe in, I breathe out. So don't worry if you don't get it all tonight. Okay, I'm going to take the weight into my hands. I'm going to pick my left leg up. I'm going to come round onto all fours. I'm in the neutral cat. I'm going to do 3 cat rolls up, 3 cat rolls down, 3 cat rolls up, 3 cat rolls down. I drop back into child's pose. Slow, long, deep breaths. I claw forwards onto all fours. And then I come down chest first into a knee press up. I slide through into Cobra. I make my way up into up facing dog, into downward facing dog. I come back down onto my knees. I step the left leg through. I straighten the back leg. I step the right leg through. I'm in a forward bend. I uncurl that wonderful body to come back up to standing. So I'm back in mountain pose. Everything's starting to feel really good. Roll the shoulders around a bit, go into a bit of a crazy shake. Shake the body, have a bit of a twist. Okay, beautiful. Back into a strong mountain. Okay, arms reach out in line with the shoulders. Okay, wiggle those fingers again. Clawing, clenching, releasing, clenching, releasing, clenching, releasing. Bend the wrists down, bend the wrists up, bend the wrists down, bend the wrists up, down, up, down. Now start to gradually fly with the arms. Arms go up, arms come down, arms go up, arms come down. Breathe. Get the breath and everything's easy. Keep the core and again, everything's easy. Arms coming down, arms coming up. Bring the hands together, sweep the arms down, slap the side of the legs. Bring the arms up, slap the hands together. Bring the hands down, slap the outside of the thighs. Bring the arms up, bring the palms back together. Breathe in, breathe out. Bring the hands beautifully down to the heart. Breathe in, breathe out, turn the hands down. Beautiful rotation. Stroke between the inner thighs. Fold the body into standing forward bend. Get the fingertips down. Stand on the right leg, pick the left leg up. Step the left leg back. Massive distance with the back leg. Knee in front of the, in line with the heel of the front leg. Lower the back knee down. Release the back foot. Bring the upper body up. Thrust through. Openness, strong core. Tail down. Length of the neck, chin slightly in. Arms reach out. Arms reach up into the warrior. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Relax, relax, relax. Going into hero. Breathe in, breathe out. Don't worry if you fall, Alison. I won't tell everybody that you've just fallen. Close the elbows. Open the elbows. Close the elbows. Open the elbows. Go into freedom. Bring the hands to heart. Push hands away, block. Bring hands down. Extend right leg. Flex the foot in, sit back a bit. Get a big, beautiful stretch into that calf. Tail goes back, tail goes down. Hips level. Breathe in, breathe out. Bring the foot down, bring the hands to the inside of the foot. Lean a bit deeper into that front leg. So my right out shoulders in line with my right heel, my palm of my hand is in line with my foot. Breathe in, breathe out. Breath in, breath out. Beautiful. Push through the hands. Swing the right leg round to bring you onto all fours. So you're on all fours. Roll the spine up. Roll the spine down. Roll the spine up. Roll the spine down. Come into a knee press up. Slide through. Remember, chest can stand before the hips. Now thrust the hips into the floor. I'm really grinding my hips down into the floor. My shoulders are rolling to take any tension out of the shoulders. I go into cobra and into a stronger back bend. Maybe if it's too much, do it from the elbows into up facing dog. And into downward facing dog. Have a resting child's pose if you need to. Okay, beautiful. Come into plank pose. Down onto your knees. Pick the right foot up, bring it through. Straighten the back leg. Step the back leg through in the standing forward bend. Uncurl, come up nice and slow. Back into mountain pose. Beautiful. Bit more marching. Balance. Coordination. A few more of the hip openers, one side, the opposite side, one side, the opposite side. Put your hands on the hips, take the legs hip distance apart, do a bit of the, I'll call it the belly dancing, thrusting hips back, hips to left, hips forwards, hips to right side. Then go in the opposite direction, breathe. Sway, twist. Swim with the arms. Backstroke. Be careful of any lights or any beams. Okay, arms down by the side of the body. Right, here you go. In the mountain pose, got the body sorted, hands at the heart. Standing on the left leg, pick the right knee up, step the right leg back, turn the back foot in, bring the hips around to the front. Balance on the tight rope, bend into that front leg. Bit of a back bend, arms reach out, arms reach up into warrior arms. Look up at the hands if you can. Hold the warrior arms. Breathe in, breathe out. Hold a bit longer. Bring the hands down onto both hips. Straighten both legs. Left hip comes forward, right hip comes back. So I now come round. I turn the back foot out a bit more. I still are on the tram line. I'm not sticking the ass back. I'm keeping my body perfectly balanced and upright. My arms reach up in line with both shoulders. I bend into my front leg. I try not to let my front knee roll in. So I want to open here. My arms reach out and I look over the front middle finger. So I bring my chin round. I breathe in. I breathe out. I breathe in. I breathe out. I stroke the back leg. I bring the front arm up into the crescent moon. From the crescent moon, I come back into the warrior two. My front hand comes down, I stroke the inside of my groin, I run the left hand down the inside of my left thigh to the inside of my left knee. I get my right hand down, I pull my right hip back. I bring the back arm up, and I'm in this what I call extended side angle. I'm looking up at that back arm. Everything's balanced, everything's coordinated. Okay, beautiful. Straighten both legs. Bring the back hand down the back leg. Stroke the outside of the back leg. Bring the front arm up. Look up. Bring your chin round towards your left shoulder. Look up at the left palm. Keep your balance. Keep your balance. Keep your core magically engaged. Stretch out through the side of the ribs. Breathe in. Breathe out, breath in, breath out. Come back into neutral. Bring the front hand down. Take the back arm up. Keep your balance. Look up at the right hand. Chin round towards the right shoulder. Hips level, core. Breathe in, breathe out. You want the weight equal on both legs, not loaded into one leg. Slowly come back up. Bring the hands down, bring the hands back to the heart. Rotate the hip back around to the front. Stand on the left leg, step the right leg forwards. Come back into mountain pose. Doing great, doing great. Keep feeding that in. So here we go. Mountain pose. Perfect body. Beautiful body. Love the body you're in. The only one you've got, so there's no point in having a downer about it. Arms reach out. Arms reach up. Breathe in, breathe out. Bring the hands beautifully down to the heart. Stand on the right leg, pick the left leg up. Step the left leg back, go for distance. Bring the hips to the front. Bend into the front leg. Arms reach out, arms reach up. So we're in Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1. Breathe in, breathe out. Hold, relax, enjoy, sink deeper, because you can. Bring the hands down, put your hands on both hips, straighten both legs, bring the hips around to the center. Turn the back foot out a bit more. Look down, just check that you're on your tightrope, hips level. Okay, float the arms out. In line with the shoulders, bend into that front leg. Don't let the knee go past the heel. Don't let the knee roll in. So you want to this rotation out like that with the hips, with this beautiful core and the wonderful openness and softness of the chest and the softness of the shoulders and the chin in. Perfect balance. Bring the chin round towards the right shoulder to find the warrior two. Love it. Make it yours. Take on the qualities of the warrior, not an angry warrior, a warrior that's invincible, strong, powerful. Stroke the back leg, come into the crescent moon. Breathe. Side hips level, core engaged, open through that side of the ribs. Breathe in, breathe out, breath in, breath out. Come back up to neutral, back into the warrior two. Stroke, bring the right hand down through the inner thigh, back of the hand against the inside of the right knee, left hip back, left arm up, look up at the left arm, breathe, 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 perfect balance, perfect opening through the side of the body, you breathe in, you breathe out. Fabulous, slowly straighten both legs. Reach down the back leg, bring the front arm up into the triangle, reverse triangle. Breathe, 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 breathe. Come back up to neutral, bring the front hand down, take the back arm up into Trikonasana, traditional triangle. Breathe in, breathe out. Breath in, breath out. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Come back up to neutral. Bring the hands back to the heart. Bring the hips back round to the front. Clean step back into a mountain pose. Ooh, bit more marching. Now go into a bit of a crazy shake. Shake from the hips, shake from the shoulder. Makes a bit of sound. I can make the sound and you can sort of make any sound you want because I can't hear you. You can howl, you can scream, you can kick off, you can fart, you can do whatever you want. Really sort of let go of any sort of inhibitions and just really go into a bit of a crazy one. I can assure you it's good for you. Yoga can get a bit strict, a bit too disciplined, so sometimes it's good just to step out of the yoga head and just go into a bit of craziness. Okay, good, good, good. That's fabulous. You're back in mountain. You go down into a squat. You hold the squat again if you can. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So we've got 15 minutes. We're going to go into seated position, and we're going to go into forward bend, and then we're going to go into a back bend, and then we're going to go into stillness. So breathe, 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 breathe. Bring the hands back. Lift the bottom up and bring it through between the hands. Extend the legs out in front. Sit yourself up and flex the toes in. Keep your back straight. So open the chest, core strength. Sit down through both sitting bones. Push the legs down into the floor. Work those thighs. So I'm really pushing down through my legs to stretch my calves, my hamstrings. I'm not leaning forwards and I'm not leaning back. I'm going to hold this for a little bit longer.
Now I'm just going to massage my thighs, massage my kneecaps. I'm actually going to get my hands and I'm going to circle around my kneecaps. One way, the opposite way. I'm going to run my hands down my shins. And gradually, I'm trying not to arch my back. I'm trying to keep the back straight as I gradually explore slowly, and I mean very slowly, coming into Paschimottanasana, the seated forward bend. So come forward to a point that feels good. Don't let the head drop down. Alison, keep the chin, keep the neck in line with the spine. Both sitting bones. So really capture the stretch through the backs of those legs. Some days you can fold in half, some days you cannot even move an inch forward. And today is one of those days when I'm hardly moving forward into the forward bend because it's tight, it's a bit sore, and I laugh at it and I smile at it. Beautiful. I'm going to come up. We haven't finished with the forward bend. I'm going to pick my left leg up. I'm going to hold my left leg and I'm going to cradle it and I'm going to rock the baby. This is called rocking the baby. So your leg is the baby. You rock it. You can sing a little nursery rhyme if you want it to respond. Oh, it's so good for that hip. Now I'm going to rest that leg on that. So I've got my heel resting on my right thigh. Be quiet, Astros. I'm going to run the hand down into a one-legged forward bend. Breathe, don't overcook it, don't overstretch it, because I guarantee you can go too far and you're just going to hurt and overstretch and just make yourself feel uncomfortable. I breathe, I fold over onto that leg. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I come back up. I bring both legs back out. I'm going to cradle my right leg. I'm going to sit up as tall as I can and I'm going to rock the baby. Oh, yes. Love it, love it, love it. Hip opening. I'm going to bring that foot down to rest on that left thigh. My right knee goes down a bit. I sit up tall and then gradually start to bring my body onto that front leg slowly. I only go so far. I don't want to pop that hip out or overcook it. You can feel a big stretch into that right hip. Breathe, 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 breathe. Kindness, loving stretch. If you get the breathing sorted, I guarantee you get the body sorted. Come up. Take the feet. So I'm taking my feet out and I'm bringing the soles of the feet together and I'm pushing the knees out. And then dropping the chest through. So the hardest thing is getting those soles of the feet together. Fabulous. Slowly come up. Now walk the feet in. So I'm walking the heels in towards my groin. And the best way of doing that is to sort of gently walk on both sitting bones, one sitting bone, then the other sitting bone, bring the heels closer to your reproductive organs, keep the chest open, push the knees out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breath in, breath out. Try not to lean back, try to keep centered over. Don't worry if you don't get those heels into your groin. Breathe in, breathe out, breath in, breath out. Okay, extend both legs
Your hands underneath the legs. Gently let the body roll back onto your back. Do a couple of rolls up, a couple of rolls back. Guarantee everything's working so much better. Bring the feet down close to the bottom. Take the arms, tuck the elbows in, bring the hands holding the outside of the heels. Head down on the floor, relax completely. Right, in your own time, I just want you to do some what I call very subtle, gentle pelvic rolls. So you roll up the pelvis, you roll down the pelvis, you roll up the pelvis, you roll down the pelvis. You're not bringing your back off, you're just doing little rotations going from the tail into both sitting bones. Breathe. Roll up, roll down. Now I want you to gradually start to roll from the tail up through the lumbar spine, no higher. And on the out breath, lower back down. On the in breath, roll up into the lumbar spine, hold. And on the out breath, lower. On the in breath, lift through the tail, the coccyx. Lift up through the lumbar spine, one vertebra at a time. Now go into the middle back. Don't let the knees drift apart. Work those thighs. On the out breath, slowly lower down. On the middle back, one vertebra, click, 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 back down to the mat. Both hips level, tail down. On the in breath, lift through the tail. Very consciously, very much aware, start to roll up through the lumbar spine, up through the middle back, up through the upper back. Take as many breaths as you need. The slower, the longer the breath, the better. However, don't hold the breath and stop breathing. Eventually, you want to come up so the weight goes out of your spine and into both your shoulders. Don't look to the side, don't look at the TV or your laptop or anything. Don't let the knees drift apart. You want to really visualize you create a big bridge pose. The weight's in both shoulders. Never weight into the neck or the head. Interlace the hands, push the arms down underneath the body. Open the chest a bit higher. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Hold. Bring the arms out very slowly, one vertebra. You are going to take perfect control, coming out of your shoulders back into your upper back. One vertebra lowers, the next. Slow breaths. Slowly, slowly lay the spine back down. When the hips are down and the tail's down, you relax. Let the head roll from the left to the right side once you're down on the back. Right, last thing you're going to do before we go into stillness, bring the legs up, bring the arms up. This is going into a bit of what I call baby having a bit of a tantrum. So you're going to shake the legs, you're going to shake the arms and just kick off and really go a bit crazy. So I'm shaking the arms, I'm shaking the legs, I'm sort of massaging my shoulders, my hips. Okay, I'm going to bring my legs down. I'm coming back into that beautiful position we started with, Savasana. Okay, I want you to really benefit from stillness. You've done the physical stuff. You don't need to do anything that's physical. The legs are, your feet are hip distance apart. Your feet are naturally rolling out. The arms are about 6 inches away from the side of the body, and the palms are facing up to open the shoulders. The chest is open, the chin is slightly in. I want you to be totally aware of the parts of your body which are now in contact with the mat, which weren't in contact when you started the class. That's grounding. Breathe. Don't analyze it, but just sense and feel how your body has stretched, toned. Enjoy. To me, at the end of the class, the easiest thing to do is to go into the subconscious, go into sleep mode. I want you to do your best not to drift into sleep. So you need to keep your mind active by sensing the points of your body in contact with the mat. So you've got something to focus on, something that stops you from going into the dream state. I want you to, a lot of attention, a lot of focus upon your healing breath. So it's beautiful. There's nothing about your breathing which is physically working the body. I think about each breath is just about healing, restoring, rejuvenating the cells, the muscles, the joints, the organs of your body. So incredible awareness of that physical body. That's stronger, more dynamic, more centered, more grounded, more flexible body. Said at the beginning, our bodies are not just physical bodies, they're emotional bodies. So let's go into the emotional body. So step away from the physical body and just go into, call it the heart center. That place of freedom, of joy, of happiness, of pleasure, excitement, fun, love. You've got no time to allow what I call shadow emotions, negative emotions to enter. There's no time for worries, stresses, fears, anger, or any of that. You just stay in what I call the things that make you feel good emotionally. The breath flows in, the breath flows out. So your mind's got nothing else to do but focus upon the emotional body. Capturing that state of bliss. Good word, bliss. When everything feels good emotionally. The mind is clear. The mind just focused upon the emotional body, the physical body. The mind, the emotional body, the physical body are one, drawn together through the breath. I'm going to be silent and you're just going to enjoy your stillness.
for the last 2 minutes. Okay, capture this moment, how good it feels physically, emotionally, mentally. Take it into the evening ahead, take it into the night, take it into tomorrow and beyond. Okay. Probably the nicest thing you can do is to bring the knees up into the chest, wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes. Knees coming up into the chest, no hurry, no hurry. So have a stretch before you bring the knees up, that's what I meant to have said. So a stretch and the knees come up. Let the knees drop over to the right side, go into the fetal position, let the hands become like a pillow. So you're lying on your side, tucked up with the knees up into the chest. The head supported by the hands. Okay, how beautiful it is to be in the fetal position, the place we started our life from. It's a place of safety, security. And I use my hands to slowly bring my head up, my body up. I might be a little bit spun out because I've been lying down. So I come up, I sit up nice and tall on both sitting bones with my legs crossed or legs out in front. I'm going to bring the hands to my heart. I'm going to breathe in through the nose. I'm going to breathe out like blowing out a candle 5 times. So on the next one, you're going to breathe in through the nose and you can end with lion's breath. So you breathe in through the nose, open the mouth, tongue out. And laugh. You can you come back into the sound if you want to. If you don't want to, if you want to escape straight away, you can escape. Whatever. No right, no wrong. Some of you, if you want to do a bit more of what I call the mindfulness, the meditation stuff, you can perhaps give yourself another 15 minutes of being in stillness.